Now, if I said PLC amplifier, really nobody outside of QSC would have any idea of what I'm talking about. But PLC was our internal name for an amplifier platform that was the basis for a range of amplifiers that we have sold for years to the installation, the portable sound reinforcement, and the cinema markets. The PLC platform was really one of the first reliable, affordable, and comprehensive lines of power amplifiers using switching type power supplies combined with a linear output. At the time that these were done, stable, high power switching power supplies were cutting edge technology, and a lot of amplifier manufacturers had struggled with them. Now, Pat Quilter and his team combined these supplies with a highly refined linear output section, and the result was a range of amplifiers that even to this day remains a leader in terms of low noise, low distortion, thermal performance, and the ability to deliver high continuous power. Now, because PLC shared internal commonalities across a wide range of products for multiple markets, we were able to take advantage of purchasing quantities for the components that we used to build them. We were also able to actually basically build an assembly line around these amplifiers, an assembly line that allowed us to start with a bare circuit board, put a tag on it that said what this circuit board is going to be when it ends up at the other end of the line, and build amplifiers on very rapid turnaround. In some instances, we would get calls from system integrators who are unable to get amplifiers from the supplier they had initially picked. We were actually able to build amplifiers on our line in a matter of a few days and meet the demands that these competitors were unable to make because of the flexibility inherent in the way we build them. In these instances, we actually joke about these are amplifiers where the solder is cooling while they're on the truck on the way to the customer. So once we had this basic PLC platform, we were able to quickly spin variations on it. So it ended up in our PL3 and our PLX amplifiers for the portable market, in our CX amplifiers for the installation market, as well as in our DCA amplifiers for the cinema market. So what have we been doing since PLC? Well, of course, we've developed other amplifiers. Our GX series amplifiers have for quite some time been leaders in the retail side of the portable sound reinforcement market. And I would be remiss in my remarks if I failed to mention the fact that we have been selling a whole lot of amplifiers carefully disguised as loudspeakers and called K and KW series. You may have heard a little bit something about that. But most importantly, something I want to talk about is that our next generation amplifier platform really had to be something remarkable in order to be a worthy successor to the PLC platform that has done so well for us for all this time. And developing that takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of hard work by a lot of smart people. But we believe that the result of that work is a truly remarkable amplifier platform that begins right now with the products we're introducing here. And I'm going to bring up a couple of the real smart gentlemen who have been working on those real hard for a while, Dale Sandberg and Matt Skogmo.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and Dale. Drum roll, please. There we go. Well, we are very excited to introduce these new products, and these are the PLD and CXD amplifier families from QSC. As we went about developing these new products, of course, the things that we started with was we spoke with our customers and found out exactly what they were looking for. And so from the production markets, the performance PA, retail sound, and so forth, we spoke with a number of customers and came up with a list of key requirements that they were looking for: high power, a lightweight, simple to operate, flexible, and so forth. We did a similar thing again with the installation, the system integrators, and they too had similar but somewhat different requirements. They did want a multi-channel platform. They wanted high power density. Weight wasn't such an issue for them, but they wanted high efficiency and being able to drive the loudspeaker loads and really reduce the amount of current from the wall. And so these are the products that came out of that development effort, and it was a major development effort. And we're very excited to introduce the PLD and the CXD families. Now, they are both 3 amplifiers in each family, the PLD 4.2, 4.3, and 4.5 with power up to 5,000 watts. And then the CXD 4.2, 4.3, and 4.5 up to 5,000 watts. They have some very unique features and something that truly make them, I use the word unique. Let me see, I need my thesaurus. They're just very exciting because they have incredible capabilities. I'm going to talk about 4 different elements to these products, but there are many more. And so please, after the discussion today, we would be very happy to take your questions and or maybe do some one-on-one discussions about these products. The first thing that I want to speak about is our FAST, flexible amplifier summing technology. This is a technology where we can take the entire power supply, essentially, and then drive the various outputs in a number of flexible ways. So I can have a 4-channel amp, or it could be a 3-channel amp, or a 2-channel amp, or a 1-channel amp, and provide all of that output power to each of those outputs as needed. Now, just a little bit of basics on amplifiers. I'm sure most of you already know this, but an amplifier is really capable. A single-channel amplifier is really bounded, I should say, by 2 different limitations. The current, which is the line on the left, the red line, and the voltage, which is the blue line on the right. And then the area under the curve is the actual power of the amplifier. And you can see that, and then along the bottom axis of the graph, we've got impedance. And so you can see there's kind of a sweet spot, and then towards the edges, you have, decreased power capability at low and high impedance. Most amplifiers allow you, or a lot of amplifiers allow you to bridge. And essentially you run 2 channels, you combine 2 channels, and you get double the voltage. But as you can see, you actually don't get any additional power to the low impedances. I mean, that's generally how it works. What we can do with the PLD and CXD amplifiers is we can combine these channels in parallel as well. And so what it means is you can get extra power at low impedances, and you see that on the left-hand side of the graph. Now, not only can we combine 2 channels in parallel, but we can even combine 3, which is very unique, and 4 channels together in parallel. Again, reinforcing and increasing the amount of current and power that you can put into those low impedance outputs. And then on top of that, you could take 2 channels in parallel and another 2 channels in parallel and bridge those together for a bridge parallel combination. And that gives you exceptional amounts of power. And the cool thing is that it's in the very desirable 4 to 8 ohm impedance range where most loudspeakers kind of live. Now all amplifiers are the other boundary condition, I guess, is what their power supply can provide. And so you see on the graph, this is what the PLD and CXD truly can provide. It's very unique and very exciting for us. So with what we're calling FAST or flexible amplifier summing technology, it provides a completely unique and different way of providing output power for various loads. And we see that being a new technology and something that we're quite excited about. Now, in addition, these amplifiers, so this is kind of our second product feature, we've got DSP on board. And there's a lot of amplifiers out now that have DSP on board. One of the things that we have done is we've actually put loudspeaker tunings into the amplifiers, and the user can call those up as part of a preset. That in and of itself is not necessarily all that new and unique. What we have done in addition to that is we've also provided our own intrinsic correction parameters, so FIR filters and other loudspeaker tuning parameters are there that maximize the performance of the loudspeakers. To make an amplifier to make the amplifiers perform the way we wanted to, we had to develop some new technologies. And so this, Matt worked with a couple of companies and developed a new output device, a new MOSFET. These essentially, you can see on the right-hand side, that's the actual device before it's been potted. And it integrated 6 different power integrated circuits into a single output device, providing the flexibility and the output that we needed. And essentially, it gave us high power with low heat and low noise. And those are the critical things that you want to achieve with the power amplifier. Another thing that we spent a lot of time on was the user interface. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of amplifiers out there that have DSP on board, but most of them are very, very difficult to use, to access those parameters and to actually use the signal processing that's on board. What we did was we maybe took a step aside, and now for something completely different. We went outside the industry and we got some user interface experts, and they helped us design the user interface and really tried to maximize the performance and the simplicity, the intuitiveness of the user interface. Now, there's a lot of products out there that provide a certain level of flexibility, but oftentimes with that flexibility comes complexity. We really wanted to simplify the user interface, and so what we did was we developed this preset wizard. And again, these user interface experts, this is where they really came into their own and were able to shine. And so using just a handful of screens, we help the user through the process of selecting the preset. They can select the impedance of their loudspeaker, the power that they want to, and then if they're, whatever speakers they're driving, they can just select them from the wizard, and it will automatically load the speaker tuning parameters, saving them a lot of time and effort, and essentially creating the preset for their application. And so to just kind of summarize, so this is the PLD designed, as I started with, for the production live sound market. And you can see it's got XLRs, NL4s, a very lightweight platform at just over 20 pounds. Front panel control, along with a front panel lockout for the rental applications, locking IEC connectors, and a host of other features designed for that market. And then also the CXD, that has life safety compliant features, 70 and 100 volt direct drive, GPIO on board, and a number of other features available for that market. And so with that, and obviously the amplifiers up front here, we're very excited about this product, these families, and ready to take it to the next level with those. And so at this point, I've got Matt here with me, and he's kind of the stoic guy off to the side. But we would be happy to entertain any questions you have at this time, or if you want to move on, there are other products that we have to show as well. George.
How far are these out in terms of availability?
We begin shipping in July. Excellent.